Ladies and gentlemen, you saw again the jewels in the crown of the initiatives that are coming after RICAIP finishes, and now let's chat about them. Could I please invite onto the stage Martin Jahn, the board member for sales and marketing, ŠKODA AUTO, vice president of the Confederation of Industry for the Czech Republic. Hello, welcome. Please join me right here. Thank you. I would like to welcome Professor Vladimír Mařík as well, the scientific director at CIIRC CTU. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you. If I could also invite Valentina Ivanova, the Deputy Director of CEA-List Institute. Thank you. Hello, welcome.
It's for the gender balance.
And last but not least, Professor Wolfgang Wahlster, the CEA of DFKI. Welcome, Wolfgang. Jo, dobře. Thank you very much. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a huge honor to have this combination of titans here with us today. Let's just wait 1 second so that you can also see them all. Does anyone have any questions as well? Because I want to ask questions from the audience. Anyone have any prepared? No? Well, you better start because I'll be targeting you. Yes. Wolfgang, please let's start with you. You unfortunately have to leave us at 11:15, but I'm very keen to get your opinion. You're the father of Industry 4.0. You've been its pioneer. From what you've heard for the last kind of day and a half, how do you think that we can best proceed with the collaboration that was outlined here? What has really resonated with you most?
Yes, thank you very much. I think I'm a little bit concerned that too many people think that only machine learning is the key to the future. And I think machine learning was a breakthrough. It's extremely important, especially also the starting with the CNN and the new methods are really great for many applications. But in Industry 4.0, if it comes to physics, physical environments and physical laws, I think it's completely wrong. Because it doesn't make sense to try to learn known physical laws. A very simple law is the Ohm law. Yeah, why should you learn this from data? You look at a book for, the kids learn this already in school. And many other laws in physics, thermodynamics laws and so on, you learn in physics, you don't have to reinvent. And I even doubt whether it's possible just with data to learn these laws. So I'm very much in favor of an approach, and I think that's good here. We heard yesterday at the plans of CIIRC and initiatives here in the Czech Republic that this is combined, neurosymbolic, that you have also symbolic representation of physical laws. Otherwise, I think this will be a big disaster in the end, because think about the great physics, even Newton or Einstein. Some people claim, I can, reinvent the Einstein laws. But this, even if you can, why?
Yes.
Doesn't make sense. Yeah, that's a very important point. And the other point also, I think Professor Mařík mentioned it also, I think is the autonomy. Many people say we already have small autonomy, but especially in manufacturing, the long-term autonomy is extremely important. Because I think in ŠKODA, when you say, for instance, we want to save in the production process in the next 5 years 20% energy. Yeah, this is long term, because when you do it and try to achieve this, you are on the right way. But then you have a problem. Then it drops again. Then it goes up and so on. So it's not a process which is it's not smooth. You always have to reboot and learn from your failure and keep, you are busy to reach this goal. And humans can. There's a good manager, has a goal, 5 years, and it's solved. And in between he has depression because it doesn't work. He learns something from the errors. And this is in our current robots, let me give a final example here, which is always very nice. We have the RoboCup, robotic soccer, and our team won 14 times the World Championship. But we had very hard training for simple things. For instance, in soccer, when you have the ball, you give the passes to another player, and he runs also to the goal, but he gives the ball back. So it's a trick, a Doppelpass, we call this in German. And when you do this with robots, it doesn't work. The robots, once they have the ball, they are autonomous, but they run to the goal. They want to score themselves. That what is missing is the social intelligence. When you play sports, you have to interact in a social way. And again, like with the long-term autonomy, you lose a little bit your path, but then in the end you succeed. And small kids do the same, have the same problem. My son, when he started to play soccer, he had the ball running to and this is unsocial behavior, and it doesn't work actually in sports. Anyway, so I think this is my contribution. I think long-term autonomy is a very important goal. We can do this together. We started already some project in our new roadmap. It's one of the highlights. And the second one, don't use machine learning everywhere, especially not in physics.
Yes. Preach, as the young generation says, because you're absolutely right that it's like using a cannon or like to open a nut sometimes with the AI and with the machine learning, and sometimes the simple approaches can be best. And actually, what you mentioned about the laws of physics, I think there's laws of social interactions as well. For example, the Dunbar number, where like cognitively you're able to really only have interactions with about 150 people, and that then leads into, say, organizational reorganization and psychology, like agile transformation, that has to come hand in hand with automation.
You are completely right. There are such axioms also in conversational theory, for instance.
Yes.
You may know Grice, the conversational maxims, and they should be applied to avoid the ambiguity, to have the turn-taking in the conversation regulated, and so on. You are right.
Thank you very much, and we're really grateful to have someone from industry here as well, because you're the guy that is at the cutting edge of this, that also has to make money at the end of the day. How do you react to basically what Wolfgang has mentioned right now, and how do you see the development of Czech industry in this regard, both the kind of from the robotics or AI perspective, but also the social, the workforce? ŠKODA AUTO is combining those two very effectively for more than a century.
There were many questions in this one
I
question.
know, I'm sorry.
Many sub-questions. So first of all, ŠKODA has been very active in Industry 4.0, also together with CIIRC. We are part of the test bed here, and I think the AI will bring it to another level, right? And we at ŠKODA, we talk about another T-model moment. T-model was where Henry Ford started serious production, and it changed the automotive production forever. And we believe that AI will bring a similar moment. We just don't know when, because the expectations are very high. We speak about savings. Many people have high expectations from savings people. And we use AI in many respects, but we have not seen the big savings so far. AI helps us to be smarter. It gives us competitive edge. The problem is that everybody else is also using similar AI. So everybody else is also getting this edge. So we are just all moving faster, smarter. But we are not being much better than the competition, because they are also improving. So it's for us, it's about how to be smarter with this and how to have unique solutions. And therefore, we believe in cooperation with universities, which could help us. And what Professor Wahlster said, it was interesting for me, the comparison with football, because it's symptomatic to the problems in the implementation in the industrial process, because industrial process is not predictable. people believe the line, the production line is running and everything is automated and predictable, but it's not. There are very many variables, and the automated process or the AI has to be able to react, right? And if it does not have the social intelligence, it cannot react. So we personally do not see this anytime soon. I don't think that the production will be in 5 years fully automated thanks to AI. This is probably not coming, but we see a big improvement in quality. We have models that are listening to the engine sound and recognize a problem in the engine or the transmission, and many other things. So in quality control, we are improving the human-machine interaction together. We are using the models to speed up the development of the car. So we are doing many things, but to be honest, we are still waiting for this big moment where the savings will be materialized and we can capitalize on that, because AI is not also cheap, right? It costs us a lot of money. The whole process costs a lot of money. First, you have to hire people who understand this. You have to work with partners, with consultants, universities. Everybody comes to us and says, I have an excellent solution, but then you go deeper, you realize they have nothing, right? Every consulting company comes to you and says, we will help you, but they basically want to learn with you. So for us to determine also with whom we are going to work, it's quite a challenge. And then you have the challenge of safety, right? This is now widely discussed. So we are very excited. We also have a motto, AI in every process at ŠKODA. But I think it's a long way before we see the real impact on the people. I don't think that people have to be worried about losing jobs because of AI. We are not there yet. I don't know when we get there, but this is really not a topic for the next few years. So.
But you outline, I think, an important question, and I'm now asking you as the member of the Confederation of Industry of the Czech Republic. I have a friend who works in manufacturing, and we're walking past here, and he said, "Oh wow, there's such nice robots inside." I said, "Well, come in, come have a look." He's like, "No, like that's not a place for me." And I said, "Who should it be for if not for you?" And I think we need to popularize these topics for the general public. People are scared about AI. It's a civilizational change that we're going through. If you kind of go away from the big politicians and the big names, how do you plan to maybe engage the public, engage these fears, or what do you think should be done in that regard?
Well, there could be different fears, right? There could be fears that people would lose jobs because of AI. There could be fears that the AI would take over us. Quite frankly, I don't think it's the role of the industry too much. That's more a role of the universities, of other people. We are looking at how we implement it, and we are, from what I see, we are very far from AI taking us over. I don't see that yet. Maybe it's coming, but I'm not that worried. So we have our hands full with implementation of AI in our industry. This wider topic of who should educate people. We have over 30,000 employees in the Czech Republic. If we use it right, they will spread the knowledge, right? This is probably our contribution to this part of the equation.
Thank you very much. You mentioned universities. Professor Mařík, you are very active in also dispelling the myths around AI, helping to explain to the general public the effect on society is going to have. What are your views around the societal challenges? Because that's also a theme of today's panel. And how can RICAIP and the world after RICAIP contribute to kind of mitigating those?
First of all, I am very glad that representative of industry, Mr. Jahn, mentioned that they expect that AI will enter their production line step by step, that they don't expect breakthrough in forthcoming 5 years. That's true, because it's not as easy as to play with LLM on the screen. You need to go from the screen to real physical machines, and they behave a little bit in a different way. They react, and you can see this conference is in some sense milestone, because we are going from screens to control machines and to simply use technologies which are provided by AI in a reasonable and complex way. Large language models are just, one tool. represent one tool. There are multi-agent systems, there is machine learning, there are models, physical models, whatever. And these should be combined together in a reasonable way, step by step, using data from industry and adjust it to the needs of individual companies, individual workshops. So we have good experiments, results of just try it. But there is a gap, and you saw it yesterday, from just try it to massive industrial deployment.
Yeah.
And we have to overcome this bridge, and to bridge this, to overcome this gap. And this is one of the most important goals for the next period. On the other hand, we need also to prepare society, and you mentioned societal impacts, because society is strongly influenced by all these advertisements and all these, hypes of LLM and GPT and whatever, and thinks that everything is so easy as to write a letter using GPT. It is not true in the case of physical production. We need to educate people. We need to inform them what's AI reality and how reality should improve their life step by step, that they shouldn't be afraid of AI, but should cooperate with AI in factories, in transportation, in their homes. So that's the role of the university, a little bit educate also the public, educate society, and prepare them for the period of step-by-step implementing useful and efficient AI algorithms. We cannot do everything overnight, but we should tell them, here are the experts, we have labs, we have students, we have good staff. Let's cooperate with us and understand that we are doing good things step by step.
Yes.
And I think it will be also appreciated by the industry to explain this. And from the industry, we simply require just good formulation of the requirements, and especially converting these requirements in clear statements of the government. Implementation, not only statements, not only strategic plans, but also implementation of these plans. That's very important for industry, that's important for us, that's important for each of the students, to be aware that he, she contributes to the development of the country in the direction which is a common direction of the society.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And I would like to remind everyone that CIIRC CTU has made very concrete steps to open up as much as possible to these types of cooperations. For example, via InnoBridge that was presented by Lukáš Lukasík yesterday, making those transactions, both intellectual and financial, easier and getting rid of as much bureaucracy as possible. Thank you very much. You have mentioned experimentation, and I would like to turn to Valentina. We need to move now from experimentation into regular churning out and repeating of successes. I think that was something that resonated yesterday as well. From the many examples you have shown us and your very kind of rich experience, is there maybe a use case, a case study where you think, yes, this experiment worked out really well and we're en route of replicating it? Something that kind of encourages you?
I cannot speak for one experiment because they are, you see, 206 different experiments. So you cannot, I like very much the Czech example, but we cannot privilege. I think we should continue in general discussion because whether we are scared or not, and I prefer to speak because I am in charge of European and international affairs of CEA-List. And I would like to say that, yes, Europe is late, and we cannot even, there is only one enterprise which is it's French, but it doesn't matter. One European enterprise, Mistral, which is competing with ChatGPT, with Perplexity, and it's probably not still good but is the only one which could compete. And we have to see how we have to increase our European competitiveness. But we lost. I'm sorry for Helios project or for the other projects, because we also competed with coordinating some proposals for these calls. And you know, when the project is kicked off, it's also already obsolete. It's too late. Everything is moving so fast. And we said we have to compete or to have Europeans. No, we could not compete with ChatGPT, with Claude from Anthropic, or from they are very fast. They don't have the regulations like we have, and we can stop this moving. I think to prepare, I didn't know which kind of question you will ask me, but where Europe can do. We started with generative AI. This project, Helios, is in the frame for the calls of European Commission for the generative AI. Now we have apply AI strategy. And there are robotic skills qualifications, etc. So it's not that we have to teach users of robots, it's to teach a robot how to do. So we, AI Matters, participate in this. It's very important, like to have a common taxonomy or some movement of robots which could be already as a qualification for robots. Okay. The other apply AI strategy is Catalyst. The Catalyst is coming from large industrial groups, which they made the more common needs of AI in the manufacturing, for example. Taking ŠKODA, BMW, the others, we are speaking with Airbus, with Safran, so they can give us some examples. So, we can prepare technologies to help to advance. The next AI is physical AI. I think everybody, there are a lot of researchers, they know. Now we speak after apply AI to physical AI. And I think I read some articles in economic or scientific. They say Europe has chance there to be good because you, Martin, you were speaking, you have data. Vladimir was telling, we have this. And Europe, who was known for this industrial revolution, we still have factories, we still produce, we have data, and we can make physical AI really better than the others. So I think we could not compete with ChatGPT. We lost there. But I can make publicity of Mistral, use Mistral, because training Mistral, using Mistral, will get better and better because Mistral will have more data and will be better. It's European. And so we use clouds, but we use clouds, American clouds.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the best one. The top is Amazon. Well, we try not to order sometimes from Amazon just to punish them, but they have cloud.
Yes.
And so now European Union wants to put on clouds. Finally, I think they realized it should be mainly on Gigafactory, should be mainly from private companies. So there will be only 5 Gigafactories supported from the European Union. So some countries, they organize in their local to convince the European Union that they are able to have clouds. So what is another I want to point out, because I think this system with opening European calls, like starting 8 months later or 10 months later, and the project is obsolete. We had we are genius. We can have a very good ideas, but in 6 months, in this very fast-moving environment, it's too late.
Yes, absolutely.
We even we discussed for a proposal with Renault, the French automotive industry, and they said, "Well, okay, we can, but we need results in 6 months."
Exactly.
So
Yes.
that's too late, and so let's. I think we need to organize all in different way by member states, by different associations we are members, by partnerships. So we have to ask the Commission to change this habit with opening calls, starting in 10 months, too late, probably have shorter terms projects, very fast evaluation. It's necessary to. In otherwise, we will see the fast train passing, and we make a marathon behind. It's too late.
Yeah, I completely agree. Thank you for that. And I actually want to ask Martin about this to follow up, because the idea of resilience, digital sovereignty of industry has been talked about a lot yesterday. You're a business. You need to move quickly. If Amazon has good cloud, you're going to use Amazon. If Microsoft Teams has a good integrated solution, you're going to use Microsoft Teams. Where do you see the trade-off between, okay, we're going to go European, but it's going to cost us time, that might cost us money. How do you juggle these two things? And what do you need from us as the university to help you? Again, composite question, I know.
Yeah. But when I was listening to Valentina, I thought maybe European Commission can use AI to speed up the process of evaluating projects and become.
That's another question I can tell you after that.
And for most industrial companies, we select vendors and solutions based on cost and speed. Nationality does not play so much of a role unless there are some restrictions or sanctions. I think Europe should think more about, using European, but then as the world is going global, what is really European, right? What will remain European? And some of the solutions would really most likely come from the US, because it's you have to put a lot of resources, financial resources, mental resources, and even big companies like Apple or Meta did not succeed, and they are trying to catch up. Elon Musk is trying to catch up, and those are people who have billions of dollars resources, which we do not have, right? Who is going to invest as much money as they invest in the US into AI? So I think the role of European suppliers at universities are in smaller applied solutions, helping us implement the AI. The large models will probably not come from Europe. I can try to use more Mistral. I did not, but I will. I will support. But I think Europe in general has to change the attitude. You have legal issues, you have regulation issues, you have stock market issues, right? Europe is slow in everything. Startup scene, look at startup scene. How many regions or cities are good at startups? You have one center in Germany, some in Benelux, maybe UK, but Europe is just too slow, and the speed is not here. So we would love to use, of course, Czech universities or European universities when it's possible with the applied solutions. But I think the big ones will come most likely from the US. The question is the role of China. What will do China? How big overall will they play? And I hope that Czech Republic will increase its activities in AI. Right, there have been lots of talks about the Gigafactory, the support of the government, getting the European centers here or one European center. So I would wish that would be true. And then it would help industry to work with that, right? If we do not have it in the Czech Republic, the large companies would probably work with somebody else. So, but I think that Czech Republic has a good starting base, and we have lots of smart people, and we are being still dynamic in the European framework. We believe we will move fast, and we will become the European center of AI.
Thank you. I've got a follow-up question. I couldn't resist, but you mentioned smart people. Those smart people are also bothered by the bureaucracy and the slowness, and they go to America. What can industry do to bring those people back, to reverse the brain drain? We're doing our best, and I dare say succeeding at the universities. We had a panel discussion about this yesterday, but I think industry is going to play an instrumental role in this. So what is your opinion on that?
Yeah, sure. We are trying to keep the best people, but the best people need the whole environment, right? They like to work with universities. It's like for universities, it's also difficult to keep the best people in here. So it has to be a joint effort, and we have to pay them. Universities have to find also other ways, right? I presume in academia it's not all about money, because academia can probably never compete with industry, but creating the environment, giving them freedom, giving them the resources that they need. This is what universities can do, and I think that ČV AUTO now with the new rector Piechowczyk is leading this force, but we have to move faster. It's unbelievable how fast the world is moving. Sometimes we delay a project and we don't do something. We think it was wrong that we didn't do it, but 6 months later or 1 year later, you have completely new solutions, and you see you would have invested in something that would anyway be obsolete already. So speed is of essence.
Yes.
Today.
Yes, and I got to say, it is moving really in the right direction. Even me, as a humble archaeologist, we got a center greenlit about 2 weeks ago on the civilizational impacts of technology on society, and it is thanks to people like Professor Mařík that they have this wide kind of revolutionary approach to the changing world around us. So it's great, and I think it's moving definitely in the right direction. Ladies and gentlemen, I would love to ask if you guys have... yes, boom, straight up there. I will steal your microphone just for a second, thank you, and pass it to the gentleman here. There you go.
Marek Cebecar, Heirovský Institute, Czech Academy of Sciences. You already touched it a little bit, that here is a place just to try, and there we already have an implementation in a big industry, and there is a big gap between these two worlds. But there is a tool already at the European level, which is called technology infrastructures, and I don't see any, I don't see any functional technology infrastructure in Europe. There are some kind of technology infrastructures, but this tool exists. Shouldn't we build one with help of Czech strong industry in Czech Republic with CTU and probably Czech Academy of Sciences and Industry to fill the gap?
Thank you.
May I? Okay.
Yes, all right. Yes, Valentina.
Before to go to Czech example, there was a call last year. There was a group of experts from different organizations from the European Commission working on technological infrastructures, even on definition what is technology infrastructures, because there is also research infrastructures. Our aim is that AI matters because it's network of infrastructures, that our nodes are recognized as existing technology infrastructure. So we started to answer, we participated in few proposals. One was selected, one which we coordinated was not selected, but we don't give up. Today, nowadays, due to AI, there are, for one proposal, there are 160, for one project, or selected 160 proposals submitted. So it's a very competitive we have to do, and we continue. So these technology infrastructures, they will play a role also in the next framework program, which is FP10, which starts in 2028. So there is in Pillar 4, technology infrastructures. The Commission aims, and I hope the Member States can influence the Commission, aims to fund only 25% of the cost of technology infrastructures. Well, that could be enough for operational cost. We can, however, feed it with some other projects, but it's important. Probably each member state, and that Vladimir will explain after me, each member state has to identify its own infrastructures because in otherwise will be a big mess. Everybody will consider that it has infrastructure. That should be some criteria to fulfill. But it's necessary what we have already built that continues its kind of sustainability, and it could continue. There is EU investment, there are public money, and we should not waste that. So that's but the difference between research and technology infrastructures is very weak and difficult to explain.
Yes, thank you very much.
That was a very good question. You know, I'm unhappy that there is nobody from Ministry of Education of the Czech Republic, because we applied already 3 times to be recognized as part of European large infrastructure, large research infrastructure. There is a roadmap of European large research infrastructures, and it was always rejected by the Ministry of Education that AI doesn't fit to this. And that we don't fit to the European research infrastructure. So we applied once more this spring, and there will be decision in autumn. So I hope that this time Czech Republic finally recognizes this infrastructure, which is here around RICAIP, as a part of,
Oh.
The problem here is that these tools, the European tools for digital part, are limited. So that's why I'm trying to push us towards technology infrastructure with robots, with the real needs of with scaling up from research infrastructure, because research infrastructure is something else, and with technology infrastructure we can. The role of industry is much stronger, and the digital layer can just lay on top of it, because this is exactly what is not recognized by European Union and definitely not by Ministry of Education and so on.
Thank you.
The problem is that you have to be included in the European system of research infrastructures. Otherwise, you cannot ask for the technology infrastructure about on the projects which we are talking about. So your own country should recommend this. And we are trying to get approval and recommendation from the side of the Czech Republic. So that's the problem, which is open. We fight for it already for years, because that's a necessary condition to be considered for larger technological infrastructure in Europe. They tell us, your government doesn't want you, so what do you want to play in Europe? Probably you are not as good.
Yes, it's a chicken and egg, but I think joining forces and like putting the pressure from the ground up is what's needed. So thank you for your enthusiasm and passion. It's appreciated. Yes.
So I'm not so much in detail in this topic, but on a general level, well, first I already complimented the new leadership of the ČKODA AUTO. I would like to do the same with the new leadership or relatively new leadership of Czech Academy of Sciences. I think with Professor Pánek, we have somebody, at least from the point of view of industry, somebody who is willing to cooperate. So these personal changes are a good sign for the Czech industry that something is happening. And for this, I have to say, say that all companies are under a lot of pressure. So if industry invests into something, it has to be very specific. The things you talked about, it's really something where the government or the European Union has to co-invest or invest. We would be part of it, but this is exactly something that has to be paid from the public funds, and we are fighting for changes in the system of funding of the research, development and innovations, and this is on the border, I guess, of the research and innovation, and this was not recognized. So this is part of the effort, and if this specific thing is something that's worth or needed support from the Confederation of Industry, I will be very happy to do that and to support with the minister. We have a meeting with Plaga next week about these things, so I can bring it up to him and support, because really the thinking of the Ministry of Education is a bit old school, right? And they have to understand that the world is changing. So if we can in any way support, we will do.
This is awesome. That's amazing. Thank you very much. And again, we're very happy to have someone of your capacity from industry joining us. That's amazing. Thank you. Yes, question from the audience. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Jitka Řáková, Česká spořitelna. Hello everyone. Martin, very nice to see you there. We are Česká spořitelna supporting Czech companies in technical transformation very much. We see how it is difficult and slow procedure. And I have a question. You said that you don't see yet savings with this very new technologies and AI. How do you decide how much to invest to these technologies and AI if you don't see yet the savings, and help us to understand how we can much more motivate our SMEs to invest to these technologies? Because you said you are faster, smarter, but we need to see revenues. Thank you.
Excellent question. Thanks. Yes, the microphone, please. Thank you. Yes, wonderful, good teamwork. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a very good question. We at ŠKODA board, we believe in AI, and we have funds, and we want to have AI in every process where it makes sense. But we are a big company. We know how we have to do it. For small and medium-sized companies, they are even much more under pressure in terms of cash flow, generating revenues. I think they will use more AI when there are more clear solutions, right? We do not have a plug-and-play solutions yet widely available on the market. As I said before, all the consultants are coming to us, want to do AI projects with us, but we realize that they don't have anything they want to learn on us, and they want us to pay for it. So which is not really the way we want to do it. So we will be learning when of course we do business case, as you know, for everything, but the business cases are not there. AI helps us to move faster, to be smarter, to treat customers better, to reduce some costs. I think simple solutions is customer care, right? Where the hotlines and answering customer complaints and claims and sorting through it and giving feedback to the company. So it's a classical example where you can use AI. I think that already the response to customer queries is first response is 80% or 60 to 80% AI. Which is huge. It's a lot of savings in the translation. So there are already business cases where you can do this, and in the quality control we use it in the technical development, but in the production, the big implementation, as was said several times, it will take some time. So again, with the SMEs. I think their time will come when there will be more plug-and-play solutions available on the market, because they cannot afford to do tests as much as we do.
But by the way, it's a fantastic comment, and Česká spořitelna has been doing amazing work, both bridging the tech and the humans. And one of the services that we hope to have here as a part of the Czech AI Factory is like an AI playground where people can go and break things and test things and trial and error, because I think that AI confidence is missing in the European mindset. So great question, and we dare say that we have an answer.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and I think you can play a big role as a bank that has a purpose and
Yes.
they want to do this because they will need the nudge, the small companies. They will need somebody who will guide them, and if you are smart and wise, you can expect that they will be more profitable in the future. So you will have a good client there. So they need somebody who would profit from their positive future. And I think you are doing a good job, and you should invest as much as you can into this because it makes sense.
Thank you. Yes, Professor.
May I add? I would like to stress that ŠKODA is with us, ŠKODA AUTO, since the very beginning. They are supporting research, sometimes blue sky research, which will not bring immediate return of investment. But what's very important, we didn't mention it, but behind this wall, there is another part of testbed, which is joint lab with ŠKODA. We don't bring visitors there for certain reasons, but it's very efficient lab, which helps to educate PhD students, which helps to, how to say, discuss needs and reality of industry. And as a matter of fact, we are very happy that ŠKODA is with us on daily basis. On daily basis, we can consult, they can consult. And I have to say that they, of course, are business companies, so they need to evaluate each crown. On the other hand, in some sense, they see the future and they invest in projects which cannot bring immediate returns of investment, and we are very happy, we are very thankful to ŠKODA. It's the main partner since the very beginning, a natural partner. And around ŠKODA there is ecosystem of suppliers.
Yes.
And this is also part of our important customers, and we try to help them to use AI to bring cheaper components and in a faster way to the main company around which they operate.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. And that brings me on to, sadly, the final question as we draw to the end of the celebration of RICAIP. Come on, it's a happy occasion. It's not a boring conference. We should be happy and enjoying this. And Wolfgang, who sadly already had to leave us to travel back home, mentioned the importance of being able to speak each other's languages so that we can translate the needs, so that we can tell each other what the hell we need from each other to make this bright future happen. So let me ask our panelists, if I could start with you, please. If you could, again, it's an easy question. If you could summarize what you need from the ecosystem to make your vision and mission successful in terms of AI transformation of industry, what is it?
It's funny you already answered this. We have to understand each other, and this was always the biggest problem in cooperation between industry and universities. And I've been in this field for, I don't know what, 20, 25 years. We speak different languages, right? The time has different value in the private company, and at the university you have different rhythm. And one of the biggest problems is that we do not understand each other perfectly, not always, and I don't think that AI will help us. I don't think that if you ask ChatGPT or Gemini, write a request for the cooperation with the university so that the researchers can understand, we have to have more patience, and we have to work together, and conferences like this help people like Professor Mařík, like Pěchouček, like Pánek. It helps, yeah, but what we really need is more understanding and more cooperation. I think that's the speed is of essence. I already said that, and yeah, the universities would have to adjust, because if we do a project, it really has to be done as fast as possible, and companies should have more patience and define more funds for cooperation with universities, even in the world that is pressuring the revenue situation so much. So this is what has to be done, and this is all about people, and this is the human factor that will not be substituted by AI, I guess never.
Thank you. Yes, talk to each other and have patience with each other and talk. Great. Valentina.
I would like to say that although I I was negative probably that we probably lost in front of the big. These are not big companies. Anthropic is a SMEs from United States, but let's have more crazy ideas. Do not be afraid to have crazy ideas, because that is the progress that we can. We are intelligent. We are smart European citizens. Let's go behind these frontiers which is put from our regulation. Let's put something more crazy to do, and I hope we will manage.
Yes, yes, thank you. Professor.
Okay, so what I can see is that we did a lot in the last 6-8 years within the RICAIP project. The project is ended. Is approaching the end, and during this conference we had a chance to listen to new visions, to new challenges for us, how to bring AI, and especially industrial AI, and I would like to see automated industrial AI into life in the future, to bring back to the society each investment the society did into our research, to bring also some results to society, because society needs to understand AI, needs to understand how to use it, and needs also improve their lives using AI. So there are a lot of challenges, and I think we know a little bit better where to go, where is the goal, which tools are available, and how to cooperate together. That's very important. Another message which we listen to it every presentation, every second presentation. In Europe, we should join the forces and start to be competitive in AI, especially in AI for manufacturing, because we have a good advantage of owning the production lines, owning, let's say, knowledge, know-how. And the same is true about speeding up research of new medicaments, new structures, new materials. That's also chance for Europe. Let's go together, all institutions around Europe, to accomplish this mission and to be competitive in the world which is developing very fast. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, we are distributed, but that doesn't mean divided. So let's pull in one direction. Let's embrace the diversity, the natural diversity that we have in Europe that has been plagued by mutual wars for the last centuries. So let's actually push in one direction. And I think that the AI in the physical world really is our competitive advantage. And we've seen that over the last day and a half. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a huge honor that I was able to talk to the fine panelists here. Just to recap again, we had Martin Jahn, the board member of ŠKODA AUTO and the vice president for the Confederation of Industry in the Czech Republic, Valentina Ivanova, the deputy director of CEA-List Institute, unfortunately already leaving, but the father of Industry 4.0, Professor Wolfgang Wahlster, and finally Professor Vladimír Mařík, who's the scientific director of this institute and who I would now also love to invite to say his final closing, if we could bring back the table, and in the meanwhile give a round of applause to our finalists. Thank you very much.